This next photo is going to be a bit of a challenge, mainly because if we zoom in, we can see it's a really low resolution image. So we're going to have to be quite selective over where we use this photo. What I'm going to do is actually set more of a frame around it to build in more pixels, so it's not going to look pixelated if used in a slightly larger format. But we won't be using this for any sort of headers or hero sections in our websites. So let's first up use the crop tool, and let's extend the frame either side, and we're going to extend quite a bit, and we'll let it do its thing. We're not going to put any keywords in, and we'll let it generate. Just realized I've put more on the left than on the right, but I think that's fine. So it's put quite a bit in here. It's looking quite natural, and the flow really seems to work quite well. But I'm going to take stuff out of the background. The only thing is this isn't now the same location as it was before because it's added stuff in. However, I'm not worried too much about that because the product we need to be truthful about is the building itself. So I think this is a community cabin as opposed to the location. So if it's a little bit off in the location, maybe some locals will know, but it doesn't really, we're not fibbing about the product itself. So let's just heal up some of these areas. I just need to flatten it first by going to Layer, Flatten Image, bring it all onto one level. And we see straight up the heal tool's not doing a great job, too big an area to start with. So let's go for the clone stamp, S key, and I'm using the square bracket to enlarge the brush. And I'm going to take this section here and bring it over more, whilst this section here and bring it back, if that makes sense. So we're cloning the area you can see where the cross is, that's the bit that we're cloning as we're going through it. Okay, so that's looking better there already. We don't need a load of detail messing up our photo. If I go to the heal tool, see if we can take that out completely. It's going to be a bit blurry maybe. And if we just go for the marquee tool, I'm going to select that area and just see what it does. Generative fill doesn't always fix these type of issues. Just realized I've got the window going off the screen, so I'll just bring all of that in. And we've got our additional options then for that photo. I think that one could work quite nicely. We've just got almost like a parking area in the background. We're really going away from the original photo now, though. That's the only thing. But let's try it. Not happy with that at all. The heal tool does not seem to be behaving very well today. I could have used the traditional heal tool actually, which works like the clone tool, and it allows you to select different areas from which to copy across. In fact, let's go for that option. So if I hold in the heal tool, and we've got the healing brush tool, which is the original one, and let's select this area over here and clone this section, or heal this section. There we go. It's in the background more. We can even blur it a little bit as well to make that look more natural. Okay. Let's take a bit of this grass out, tidy it up, clean it up a little bit. Right. Okay. That's most of the editing I want to do on this one. It was already quite close to what it should have been anyway. So let's bring the levels up a bit. Hue and saturation. Bring the saturation up a tiny bit, but I don't want to bring it up too much either. And I think this is going to be a really quick tutorial. There's no point in creating ourselves work if we don't need it. I think this is nicely set now, and certainly a little less fussy because this is in a finished location and the photo's been taken afterwards. Okay, nothing's gone inside the building yet, but we can see the lights are working. There's no building work around it. So yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that. And we're not going to do too much more with this photo. But if we go back to the original one, you can see it's cropped in a little bit. I'm not sure, is that a lake actually? So we could have put a lake in the background, but it's fine with a car park area. Again, hopefully there are people visiting who won't take it literally and end up in the lake, but yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So Shift, Option, Command S on a Mac, which will bring us the shortcut for the Save for Web option. The last one I did, the one I said I was really happy with, I forgot to save it, so I'm going to have to redo that one, which I'm not happy with myself about because it's part of my process. I always save before I shut down the photos, and it even come up with a prompt saying I should have saved it. Anyway, if you take nothing else away from these little workshops, saving it is always good. And I've just realized I've saved it without the changes, so let's not do a double whammy of doing that. What a wally. Right, let's try this. Okay, so now we've saved it with the edited photo, and I promise I'll be back very soon with the next tutorial. Catch you next time.